Good day, everyone. I am Marcello Palermo with Epic News. I'm here with Marcello Perez, Paso Mental Health, from Paso Mental Health, and a mental health case manager. Marcello, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for inviting me, Marcello.
Great to have you here. And well, in these times we're going through protests all over the country, and also the COVID-19 situation, anxiety, and other mental-related problems are at its peak. Tell us a little bit about what you do here with El Paso Mental Health here in the region, and what kind of cases you actually encounter.
Well, cases from everything having to do with severe trauma, all the way down to post-traumatic stress disorder, depression, anxiety, attention deficit disorder, hyperactivity with kids. It all depends. And the fact of the matter is that we're escalating right now because of what you had mentioned right now, Marcelo. I think it's very important that people understand that as we continue with this pandemic, this COVID-19 slash riots that are taking place around the world, people are questioning, and they're falling into a lot of anxiety to the point where it's becoming severe, and people are experiencing panic attacks. They're not knowing what to do. Being locked in the house for 2-3 months and not being able to go out, and all of a sudden, having to go out to the real world again.
Yeah.
And
To the new reality.
to the
yes,
new reality, the
dimension.
new normal, which is the social distancing and being able to take precaution and measures so that you don't become infected with this disease. All that is lingering in people's minds right now. So it's causing a lot of crazy emotions in people. And we have to do everything possible to try to see what we can do to help them.
Yes.
So what I invite people to do is to reach out, to help people out, to give the phone numbers out, to reach out to a counselor, case manager, social worker, anybody who can help them out.
Marcelo, and I'm guessing that the cases have peaked. You've probably seen more people than ever before. It might be the case. Can you give us an estimated number of how many cases you are seeing per week?
Well, see, the thing is, it's very interesting because at our clinic we have our clients multiply, so the numbers change a lot.
Oh.
But as far as per case manager, each one of them, we have about 50 case managers. Each one deals with, I guess the norm would be about 12 to 14 clients per case manager. So we do have a lot of work in our hands, and like I had mentioned, it's not only working with kids that are between the ages of 4 all the way down to 90 years of age. I mean, I can tell you that we visit senior citizen homes
Correct.
to talk to the older clients, and we sit with them and we listen to what they have to say, because a lot of times they're suffering the same thing, not only with society but with their families as well, with younger kids, with the younger crowds, with people who are experiencing existential crisis.
Correct.
And they don't really know how to handle a lot of these things. A lot of them are family members. A lot of times we're sitting at home, and all of a sudden you turn around, you look at your son, your wife, your daughter, and you see that they're jittery. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to react. So you have to take matters into your own hands. But see, the thing is, we have to teach these type of techniques to help people out. We have to teach them about the importance of having regular routines. We have to teach them about the importance of deep breathing and meditation. Some of them don't have that basic information, and a lot of them are living through a lot of things that can cause high anxieties, financial problems, not being able to pay for your basic bills, and other things of that nature that can cause for us to really be afraid. And that's what's causing a lot of our mental issues right now in our society.
You have been dealing with counseling. I mean, you have been into counseling for over 20 years.
Over 20 years,
right?
yes, correct.
Now, more than ever, we have this complete and open access to social media, smartphones, tablets, everything that mostly affect, particularly not, but mostly the newer generations. How do you deal with that? Because you have kids of your own, and you have to deal with the fact that in many cases, we have kids that are dealing 60% of their daily time with the new technology, with social media, with phones, and not actually paying attention to other things that should be or are essentials. So how do you deal with that, especially when you go visit customers and in your own life as well as a father?
As a father, that's a very good question, because what we have to do is recognize that there's a lot of things in our family that we can also do to strive to improve our family dynamics every single time. In every family, life is not just about getting married, having kids, and going through your normal process. That's not the way it works. As a family, families need to have goals, and they need to be able to understand that the more you grow as a family, the more you set goals with your kids and with your wife and with the dynamic within your household. That's how you're really going to find peace in your heart, and you're going to create an environment of love. And that's what we want for them to do, to build good habits with the family. When the family becomes fragmented, when everybody gets caught up in their own world, and right now we live in that technology era that you were just mentioning right now, where people, if they're not on social media, they're on TikTok, they're on Twitter, they're doing all kinds of different things that, quite frankly, take away from the family dynamic and being able to be with the kids. I mean, you could put things into context. I mean, when you're at home and you're on the phone and you're watching a video that's very interesting, and you have a little boy or a little girl, one of your family members trying to interact with you, and you're so into your video that instead of putting the phone down and trying to interact to see what it is that they need, we're telling them, hey, I'm busy. Déjame en paz. Give me my space. I need to. You get all irritable, and it's not only happening with the adults; it's also happening with teenagers too. Before it used to be the infamous Walkmans. Right?
Oh yeah.
We used to call those.
That's when we were kids.
The antisocial. That's what we used to call those.
The isolating machine.
Yeah, you have your earplugs on, your earphones. You're listening to your favorite music. And then all of a sudden, Mom yells out like 3 or 4 times, "Dinner's ready."
Dinner's ready.
Right?
Yeah.
Dinner's ready. You don't hear it because you're so into your music, and then all of a sudden, you have Mom that creeps up right behind you and pulls the earphone from your ear and says, "Ya está lista la comida. The food's ready." You turn around and you look at her like, "What's going on with you? What's wrong?" It's like you've invaded that privacy. You become irritable because they've gotten you out of.
Have that ever happened to you?
Because
it happened to me, and you know what happened in the end? My mom did that, and she actually dropped the plate right in front of me. And she's like, "Okay, I'm watching right behind you, so you better eat the whole thing up."
Yeah.
And I did. Marcello, finally, to round up this interview, and thank you for being here with us at Epic News. We were talking about probably some of the negative aspects of this technology, but right now, after the George Floyd unfortunate case when he lost his life on May 25th, the Memorial Day actually, and lots of protests erupted all over the world, and I think that's in a way, from this tragedy, that's the positive part, because we're trying to change things for the better. But anxiety sprouted all over, plus the COVID-19 situation, the stay-at-home orders. We're barely starting to reopen the world, let's put it that way. What are, in your views, as a counselor, as a mental health counselor or counselor person, the pros of all this technology, for example, of having a phone, access to social media, and access to all this new informative technology that allows us to keep in contact and in touch despite being isolated or at home?
And that's another very good question. And sometimes it comes down to the dynamics of the home, and it's all relative to what works for a lot of people. Because what we have to do is we have to take the time to talk to our family members and to let them know that what's going on in the world right now is pretty chaotic. And I think the most important thing is to implement unity within the family, love and respect, and talk to them about these issues that sometimes can be overwhelming. Right now, we have a critical issue where a lot of people are questioning. Most of my sessions, when I go visit my clients that are a younger crowd, the subject is depression, anxiety, coping skills, grounding skills, and giving them the tools so that they can deal with those things. But they're not wanting to talk about that right now. They want to talk about what's going on with the world right now.
Yes.
What's going on with racism? Why is this? Why is our society changing so much? I have a client who's African American who says, "Should I be afraid of all the things that are going on?" That's creating depression, anxiety. So
Indeed.
to them as a family, I was able to get them together to talk to him and to talk to his family and say, hey, we need to have these talks and have them be talks that are going to be meaningful, that are going to spread not hate but love and understanding. That way, when we grow up and our generation takes over, they're able to really make an impact, a positive impact on our community, because what we need less of right now is division. We don't want fragmentation. We want for kids to grow up in a society where there's love, understanding, and especially communication.
Wonderful answer, Marcello, and that actually leads me to prepare something here. We should start having like meetings or conferences or small events respecting social distancing and all the rules and regulations of the new reality after, or because of the COVID-19 situation. Now that they're reopening restaurants, coffee shops, gyms, schools, in order to have, again, under all the rules and regulations of the new reality, crowds of young people, older people, all generations, and have conversations about these problems. I think that will behoove lots of people's perspectives towards how to act regarding all these problems, all these anxieties, all these doubts, troubles and doubts that the nowadays situations are creating among them. So what do you say? Perhaps we can plan something, and our audience will learn soon about that.
Absolutely. I'd like to invite the audience and let them know that we're here to help.
Oh, they can call you actually. Yeah, please go ahead and tell them
our we have two clinics here in El Paso. The first one's located at 9440 Viscount Suite 100, and the phone number there is 915-249-6639. The West Side Clinic just opened up, and it's at 69955 North Mesa, Suite 105. The phone number there is 915-226-0369. We have clinics in San Antonio. The clinic is growing a lot, so I'm very happy. And I would like to take this moment also to let the case managers and the case workers at the El Paso Mental Health know that their work is extremely appreciated, and everybody really and gives them all the love and thanks for that.
And we thank them for being out there in the front lines, because their work is essential as well. Mental health is essential. That's what El Paso Mental Health takes care of. Remember also to visit them at elpasomentalhealth.org. Marcello Perez, you're a case manager. You're one of El Paso Mental Health specialists with more than 20 years of experience as somebody giving advice and counseling. Thank you for being with us, brother. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Marcello. It's a pleasure to be with you guys.
I'll be with you as well soon enough. Hopefully, we're going to have some events in which you guys, members of the audience, can participate, ask him and other members of El Paso Mental Health questions, and among all of us, between all of us, actually bring some answers that can actually derive into solutions. Thank you very much. This is Marcello Palermo for Epic News. We'll see you soon, and all the time, remember, this is information the intelligent, smart way. Bye-bye. You have a great day.